Hi all, welcome to Experts with the Jayanz. Today with me an amazing personality. His name is Srimaya Mahapatra. He's a business communication coach in Odisha. He's the founder of Odisha Digital Coaches Hub. Srimaya, welcome to this particular podcast.
Thank you so much, Jan. I'm excited for you to invite me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Srimaya. First question I want to ask, how to learn English communication skill and why it is more important?
Okay, so see, English is not our native language, but if we want to, as entrepreneurs, I understand that your audiences are entrepreneurs, and if we want to really scale up our business and if we want to communicate with different types of people, then the global language is English.
Yes.
So if we are from Kerala and we want to communicate with someone in Bhubaneswar or Odisha and we want to talk about our business, then English is the most common language. So there is no doubt that we need to learn English as much as possible. So obviously the language of the internet, and today is the day of the digital day of the internet, so the language of the internet, the global language, is English. And you'll be surprised to know that English communication or English fluency is learning English is probably one of the easiest thing to do in the world. Basically, what I mean to say is there are so many different types of languages, right? Like Tamil, Telugu, Chinese, Japanese. English falls under the category of one of the most easiest language to learn. It's the most fastest language to get adapted to.
Yes.
So many people don't understand it. And that's why I would like to clear the myth that don't think that English is difficult. If you think English is difficult, then try Chinese and you will learn how difficult Mandarin is. So it takes about 3 years to learn Mandarin, but it takes about 6 months to master English fluency. So that's number one thing that I would like to tell you, that please don't fear. Just go ahead to your audiences and just go ahead and start talking in English. Okay. So why English is so important is because we definitely want to scale. We want to express our ideas. We can have all the talents in the world, but if we cannot express it to all our different types of audiences, then what's the point? So the way to express is to learn communication, and especially English communication. So that's how important English communication is for an entrepreneur. And I think sorry, I missed the second question. What did you ask?
Why it's more important?
Yeah, why I just answered. You said how you can learn, or like?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming to the second question. Okay. Without learning any type of course, how to improve communication skill? Is it possible?
Of course it is. It is of course possible, but it requires a lot of dedication and commitment. So and interest. So these three things are required, but like commitment, consistency, and interest. Okay, these three things are very, very required if you want to learn anything alone, right? So so I learned it. I'm from a very vernacular medium school. I'm from Odia medium school, and I was never into English medium. But I was able to master English in my 10th class itself. From class 7 or 8, we were different. Like, I was one of the few people in my school who was able to communicate very well in English. And there was no teacher for that. There was no like I did it all by my own. Yes, one thing happened is that my father actually guided me a lot. So yes, you need to have a mentor. You need to follow a mentor. These days, you don't have to join a course. You can follow one channel or one YouTube channel, one mentor or one book, and just follow it completely. Okay. That's number one. Number two is that if you want to learn English and if you want to be good in English, then you need to replace 80% of your day with English tasks or English content, and 20% you can spend for your local language or Hindi or any other language. So what I mean to say is, now how do you calculate 80% and 20%? So what I mean to say is, in your day, 80% of the work, for example, you're working for, let's say, 8 hours. Okay. Yes. So for out of 8 hours, 80% of 8 hours is about about 6 hours. Okay, about 6 hours you do everything in English.
Yes.
And the rest 2 hours, maybe you can do it in your local language if you're very serious about learning English communication skills. So that's the second point. So first point I spoke about dedication, consistency,
Yes.
and interest.
Yes.
Second thing I spoke about is you need to follow one YouTube channel or one book or one mentor so that you can get some guidance. Number three is that if you want to improve your English communication skills without joining a course, then just try as much as possible to replace 80% of your day with English content. Okay, with English content. And when I say English content, Jayan, I'm talking about watching videos which are in English. Most of the people watch YouTube video or Instagram video in their own language, or Hindi, just for fun, right? So there's a difference between entertainment and education. So social media can be used for entertainment, but social media can also be used for education. So there is no point of blaming social media. Okay, so you can learn a lot from social media. So replace your entertainment part with education part of English. So English videos, English songs, English podcasts. There are so many beautiful podcasts which you can tune into. So these are some of the things which I would suggest, some of the points which I would suggest that people can do without joining a course.
Okay, great. Okay, when I am trying to speak in English, I have some problem. I am feeling. See, I did not connect with the vocabulary. So how to improve vocabulary? Is any scientific ways there, or how to do that?
Okay, so the scientific way, I would say, is the simple way. Okay, so there is no trick or technique. How was I able to learn vocabulary? How was I able to improve it when there was no internet? Okay, there was no internet in 1995 when I was in class 10th. Okay, but I was able to speak or use more English than others. How was I able to do that? The simple thing is, as I said, number one point I said, interest. If you are really interested to communicate well, now that interest can come from any kind of desire. Like, for example, you want to really scale up your business. For example, you really want to earn well by communicating well. So if there is a strong reason, you have to have a strong reason to learn English. So what is your strong reason? Find that out. Number one point. If you want to improve your vocabulary, once you learn that, so once you have the reason strong, then what you do is, as I told you, you start looking at, listening to English videos, English content, start reading English books, small books, not big books. Buy a small English book and like a novel or a small, story books, small story books. Okay. And start, start learning the new words. Automatically, the new words you will start learning if you try to understand them. If you try to understand the story. So one word. So what I used to do is I used to read an interesting story. I used to write down at least 10 words that I want to learn. And I used to dictionary, I need to use the dictionary to learn those words. And once I learn those words, only learning is not important, is not enough. You have to use those words. So use it in your writing and then use it in speaking. Okay. So reading. Okay. First you read. You list out the new words, 10 words. Okay, each day, every day. Okay. Then you use those new words to write something. Okay. To write while you're expressing yourself, use those new words. And then you whatever you wrote, you speak it out. Okay. So if you follow this golden triangle, reading, writing, speaking, and in that order. Okay. Reading, writing, speaking. Reading, writing, speaking, 10 new words every single day. So when you read, you learn 10 new words. Okay. When you write, you utilize those 10 new words to express yourself. Yes. And when you speak, you are basically communicating with others using those 10 words. You will never forget those 10 words. Okay. So, okay. Speaking is the major important thing, right? Yes. Very, very important. Okay.
So, growing as a digital entrepreneur, why it's more important?
Exactly. See, the world understands English. So let's say, for example, Jayan Pravakar, or maybe your students are amazing entrepreneurs in Kerala. Okay.
Yes.
Now just imagine a situation where whatever that you're doing is excellent, and somebody from let's say from Maharashtra, he wants to know what you all guys are doing. Let's say somebody came to Jayan Pravakar and said that, Jayan, I want to interview you and I want to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Now, how will Jayan express himself if he doesn't know, the English communication, right? And if he doesn't do that, if he doesn't express himself and he says, see, I can only speak in Malayali. Some people are very egoistic about their mother language, right? You must have seen.
Yes.
Some people are very, very egoistic. For example, some of the Tamilians, they will say, no,
Yes.
I will not speak in English. Some of the Bengalis, they will say, no, I will not speak in English. See, ego is inversely proportional to your bank account.
Yes.
Yes. It has never changed. It will never change. So if Jayan becomes egoistic and says, no, I am a Malayali, I'll only speak in Malayalam. Sorry, yes, I won't do the interview. What are you doing? You are kicking away the opportunities.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
How many opportunities can you kick away from your life?
Yes.
And if you keep kicking away all those opportunities, how much growth can you actually have?
Yes.
Right. So that's why business communication, it simply makes you easier to market yourself in practical language. If I would say, you learn English communication skills as an entrepreneur to market yourself better. And you know very, very nicely that marketing is directly proportional to selling.
Yes. Okay.
I hope it helps.
Thank you so much, Srimaya. I think a lot of questions I have, but we have time is less. So thank you so much for coming in Jayan's show. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Jayan. If there is anything, any day, anytime you want to ask, or your students want to ask, they can always reach out to me. Just follow #Srimaya Mahapatra and you can reach out to me.
Yes. I will share all details about Srimaya in my description area under this video. Please check it out. See you. Bye.
Thank you.